Positioning is everything. Just learn how to peek. Just learn how to position yourself in fights. Just learn when to peek and how not to take damage. Just learn how to deal more damage while peeking but not receive as much in return. This is what you've probably heard from some of your favorite pro players and top streamers. But how do you actually do it? In today's video, I've got your back, and together we're gonna fix that. Before we dive into it though, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Psykho, professional Apex Legends coach, and currently coaching for Oxygen Esports, one of the best teams in the world, behind TSM and DarkZero. That's me, right there in the suit, celebrating a match win during the 2023 ALGS Championship. And throughout my career, I've helped both pro players and casual players master and work on their positioning, and in this video I'm going to break down the importance of how to properly position yourself in any fight. Oh, and by the way, watch closely because I hit a 25% discount code that you can use to book a coaching session with me on Metafy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Importance of positioning. Apex Legends is a first-person shooter first, and a BR second. FPS games are all about aim, gunplay, and cover usage, so understanding these fundamentals will improve your baseline as a player, no matter where you are. And in this video, we're going to focus on positioning, angles, and where to place yourself in a fight, which will help you take less damage, win more fights, and up your game win rate. So regardless whether you're bronze, gold, or predator, sit tight and I'll explain everything that you need to know. Shoulder peeking. To start us off simple, we're going to talk about shoulder peeking. Shoulder peeking is what allows us to shoot an enemy and quickly get back into cover. The distance between the position where you have a direct line of sight on the enemy and the position of your closest cover should essentially be the smallest possible. We're only aiming to show part of our body, essentially our shoulder and half of our head, and shooting our enemy from there or letting them come to us, and using this type of cover as a way to not take so much damage in the fight because we're able to get right back into cover if things get a little too hairy. In this example, I've just killed a lifeline. Once I've killed this lifeline, I immediately understand that there are people to my right side and that I'm going to need to immediately react in order to deal with that particular problem. I see cover and I fend them off by just peeking out the doorway. So to achieve this, when I peek out the doorway, I'm basically just trying to shoulder peek it and show only part of my body when I'm aiming at them coming through the doorway as they run through the doorway. And as you can see here, I only took a little bit of damage while that was actually going on. So when I originally killed the lifeline, as you can see here, I only had about 2 1/4 bar worth of HP armor-wise, and I had full HP-wise. So that basically, you could say I'm about 50 armor and 100 HP, so I'm about 150. But even though 2 enemies run through a doorway and start shooting back at me, I essentially have damaged 1 for a whole 75. And I damaged the other for basically what is 60 on top of 100. It's about 100 HP I've just damaged this person for as well. So kind of combined, I've done a 209 damage to my enemies while receiving about 109 in return. So with that being said, I just did that by simply shoulder peeking the doorway. And then from that particular point, once I've done the damage, I just want to get out of the situation because I don't know where everybody is and I'm getting shot from kind of behind me as well from a different building. So I just want to get out of there. Wide peeking. Performing a wide peeking swing can be tricky because if done wrong, it could spell complete disaster. But if done correctly, you can get rewarded with a much needed kill. When trying to achieve this, you want to be mindful of the weapon differences, the health advantages, space to strafe, and most importantly, your distance and ability to get back into your cover. In this clip, we're getting third parties, and basically I'm shot and chased down by an Octane while I'm with my teammate, and the Octane goes up in the air. I shoot the Octane for a little bit of damage there. I noticed that they basically drop in kind of what is like a pit area, right? There's nowhere they can go, they have to climb up, so I consider that free damage for me to take now. So I shoot them, get that free damage in there, and I want to basically pursue this, because I'm assuming it's a solo at the particular moment. So then when I peek, I wide peek around the corner. This is basically the cover that I have. Going left of this makes it so I'm covered from this, and going right just makes me out in the open, right? So I swing out in the open, understanding that the cover is here, right? And that it's a peek off of this particular angle. Do some damage to the Octane, kind of crowd spam a little bit, ADS out, and come back over to the left. I get behind this box just in case they want to wide swing themselves. They don't decide to off of the audio cue, so I slide back over, do my own wide little swing again. And I go ahead and knock what is the ballistic there. Now, it's a bit of trouble because there's a team inside of the building, and then there's the team that I've just knocked player on. So I'm seeing what's happening, who's going to push me. Go ahead and I throw my Q down. I see that they're rezzing off to my left. I'm not so concerned about it right now because I want to reset and use my teammate's knockdown shield if they start to go ahead and swing me. And they have to reset a bit too, and there's still the team inside of the building that can cause some problems for them. The ballistic decides to swing. I go ahead and put an end to that. And then the Octane is over here by the wall. So I basically just look over the knockdown shields and end that fight. Once I end that fight, go over to the ballistics box, armor swap, jump down, and continue on from that particular point. Jiggle peeking. Sometimes you might have a shotgun or some type of weapon that does a heavy hitting amount of damage, but takes a second to reload, cock, or go through its animation. In these situations, you should jiggle peek. Another use of jiggle peeking is when you want to deal a little bit of damage and simply go back into cover. This will result in you not taking as much damage in return than peeking normally, such as shoulder peeking, because you're simply going in and out extremely quickly, and that's already what you're expecting to do when you're confronted with an enemy. In this scenario, I'm basically getting shot in my right by a Octane, and I'm also getting shot in my back by Height. So I move towards these boxes to allow myself protection against both. When the Octane is nearby here, though, I know that he likely wants to swing me and cause a problem. So what I do at the initial start is I shoulder peek this angle, and I'm looking to see if he's going to pop his head around here or around here. He ends up popping his head around the corner on the blue one, and I notice that, so I back up a little bit because I don't want to take too much injury, and I'm expecting him to actually like swing outward, like over here, and be right here. But he doesn't decide to do that, but my expectation is that he does want to do that, so I wall bounce off of this, and then I basically use that as leverage to shoot him if he was going to come around the corner. But he doesn't decide to do that. And so what he instead decides to do is just stay where he is. So I go ahead and I punish him for that. He doesn't expect me to wall bounce, you know, off of this and then slide back and then shoot him like this. So this kind of caught him off guard, and I have now the advantage in the armor and HP department. So I go ahead and just try to aggress upon that, and I kill him. Then I notice there's a horizon here, and I'm like, oops, that's a problem. I don't want to necessarily be caught on the open, don't have a bolt, have to fight a horizon. So I go ahead and I shoot this horizon, but while I'm doing so, I essentially like back up to my cover. And as you can see right here, I've basically gone like in and out to essentially kill this horizon. I've done a bit of a jiggle peek. I've peeked out and in very quickly to achieve that. One pump, two pump, into the cover while she's shooting, right? Can't hit me right now. But when I come out, she can, but at that point she has to reload, and she wants to get back into her own cover, but isn't properly prepared to do so, and so I take her out off of that and sustain basically very little damage for it. Thus far, I've gone over how to fundamentally peek and ways you can go about it in order to win more of your fights. But I've left out one extremely important peeking strategy that not even pros use to their fullest potential sometimes. Before I go into it though, I just wanted to quickly mention to those of you looking to improve your cover usage, peeking techniques, or overall gameplay, you can now request private one-on-one coaching with me via Metafy. Metafy is a trusted site full of coaches like myself who want to help you improve. On my page currently, you can request a 1v1 to test out your cover usage abilities, submit VODs of your gameplay for me to review, or even just generalized coaching from me. Besides that, if you want to see more awesome content like this, subscribe, give the video a like, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more content just like this. It'll also help YouTube push guides like this to your randoms, which we know could really use it. High ground head glitching. High ground head glitches are the easiest to achieve. All you want to do is line up your head and your feet to an object. The less you see, the less your enemy sees, essentially. The entire point is to just show your head and use whatever height you're on top of as a platform you can back up to and move forward on. And this will allow you to see your enemy in the fullest capacity possible without letting them easily shoot you, because they're only going to see your head when you're looking down at them. In this example, I landed a ray and I took out a team underneath me inside of the building. From there, I just went to the roof to reset and examine sort of where the other team was. I kill an Ashe for free and I stick an Arc Star on her just for good measure because I want her to fully die. And then as I do that, I notice that there's people to my left, so I take a look over. I see a Bangalore just shooting at me from over here. I recognize that this is a head glitch right here to use. So I'll go ahead and I use it. It's hard for her to shoot at me at that particular point because I'm just ahead. She runs away with smoke. I go ahead and reload my gun. I see the seer here, and I actually hear the seer Q going off as well. So I duck. Use my head glitch here once again. This is sort of what I'm looking to use. Throw a spike. And I just do a good amount of damage to the seer. So we're going to push off that damage. Go ahead and finish off the fight. Boom. Looking for the thirst. Teammate helps me get that. Looking for the Bangalore at this point. Reload both my guns, even though there's not a lot in the vault. Go over the wall. Hear the Bangalore. Slide on her. Boom. Boom. Fight over. But using this high ground right here that is the building and the pipe on it, I'm basically just creating a head glitch right here, which makes it very hard for anybody to shoot at me, whether it was the Bangalore or whether it was the seer. Low ground head glitching. Low ground head glitches are also a bit less common, but you can use anything from boxes to stairs to ledges to produce them. Just think about how much you're peeking off your surface area, and you should be able to create an effect looking something just like this. Alright, for this last example, I flew in and I landed low ground near some enemies fighting above me in a building, and I have what is a Newcastle go ahead and try to look down on me. So I use this head glitch right here on low ground with these crates and the generator. I use basically that little edge right here. Go ahead and shoot the Newcastle. Newcastle has to drop. When they drop, I go ahead and I finish them. Then there's a Caustic. Caustic essentially drops on me right away as soon as he can. Tries to get the PK shot off. Misses. I go ahead and hit him for 10. I want to get up because I want to get out of his gas. And then once he comes up here, if that's what he wants to do, he's just dead. And my teammate's just going to shoot him from height over there. So Caustic decides to climb up off the zip. Put a clip in him. Game over. And we won it from there. Wrapping it all up, we just went over the different types of peeking, how to use cover properly, and ways you can position yourself like a true pro. I encourage all of you who will be trying these techniques to use the firing range, 1v1 in the pit together, try playing a bit of mixtape or pubs, and see how these peeking methods can work for you. I know you got this. Besides that, feel free to ask any questions and put your thoughts in the comments below. I'll always do my best to ensure every comment gets answered. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. And for those of you who got to the end of the video, check out my coaching page on Metafy. Peace out.